Hey friends, I got back home from traveling and I saw this little guy out front trying to get out of his shell. And look how beautiful those wings are. I love cicadas. I know a lot of people find them super creepy, but I think they are beautiful. I don't mind their little shells that they leave behind. When I was a kid, my parents and grandparents, they used to tell us, go get all the jarfly shells off the trees. And I thought it was like important to get them off the trees. I didn't realize that they were just trying to give us kids something to do to get us out of their hair. The next thing I saw coming to the front door is that the deer considered my potted plants a nice little buffet for them. They ate the sweet potato vine there. They ate this begonia. They ate another begonia that was even way bigger. And they ate the second sweet potato vine. This is the begonia that was actually really big and had a ton of blooms on it. This is the second sweet potato vine that they ate. There's a vine still at the back that they didn't notice that still has big leaves on it. I'm not sure what to do because I love the deer. I don't want to do anything that would hurt or actually scare them. I read that planting lavender might deter them. If anyone knows, let me know. So I don't want to do anything that actually hurt them. They ate the strawberry plant. They ate my spiderwort. Yeah, they ate most of the rose moss. This is a stray cat that I feed. He's such a sweetheart, but he's really a fighter. He's always showing up with wounds, and I call the vet and get some medicine for him and stuff, but there's no way that I can bring him in with the two boys that I have now. I took them in as strays too, but they were little, and he's such a fighter that, yeah, that just wouldn't work. So here is the lily pads, and there's a bud, see, right at the top of the water there, about to bloom. I thought it would be fun to feed the goldfish and let y'all see that. Like I told someone in the comments, these goldfish were actually at a bait shop. So they were intended to be fish bait for people who fish at the lake. And I wanted to have a little goldfish pond in this horse trough. So yeah, they ended up in a goldfish paradise instead of being fish bait. I put the flakes on for them here pretty soon, and they just kind of ignore them, but after a while you'll see them start going crazy. Whenever I come back, they start eating them. But yeah, just living most of their lives living in a goldfish paradise. Any Coolio fans out there? As a millennial, I love Coolio. It rained some while I was gone, and that caused some dead leaves to fall in there and kind of tinted the water a little bit. I've got to clean it somehow. Oh, yeah, me picking that leaf out caused them to notice the food I put up there, and they're starting to go wild. I have a environmentally friendly filter in there that doesn't require a pump. It's supposed to work on its own. It's like a charcoal filter, but it doesn't seem to be working because, as you can see, the water's getting a little green. So I got to find a way to handle that. You can see all the water plants, but yeah, there's the mosaic plant. They're going nuts on the fish food. They love it. They also eat mosquito larvae in there. The deer that come up in the yard and eat all my stuff also drink out of here. And when I initially got it, the plan was to set up like a little outdoor like dipping pool, just like a cool off place for people, but myself mainly as I'm gardening. But the cover that we bought for it, the deer would just pull it off every night and drink in there, and a whole bunch of crap would get in there anyway. There was no way to keep it clean enough for people. So I decided to just make a little pond out of it. And then my husband, 1970 Gen X, the absolute enabler of all of my ideas, he went online and ordered the plants for me, and then we went and got the goldfish. This is one of my mimosa trees. I love mimosa leaves. I just find them so soothing. They're not blooming yet. The other mimosa trees around here are, but mine aren't yet. I think they're still stunted by the tornado last year. These are my Rose of Sharons. They are so gorgeous. This is the pink one of my favorites. I love how they get all darker in the middle. And the flowers just get bigger and bigger. These are also stunted because their tops got broke off by the tornado, but they're doing good. Sometimes the blooms get bigger than my hand. They're not quite there yet this year, though. This particular rose of Sharon tree is actually way too close to the house, but it's also at maturity. Like it's never going to get bigger than what it is. It's really, really huge. So it's not damaging the house and it's not going to get any bigger. So we're allowing it to stay there and just keep blooming in all its glory. I'll show you guys the top of it here in just a minute. Like, yeah, see all those blooms up there? It is gorgeous. I love it. Love it, love it. This is called a jujube tree. It's like an Asian fig type fruit. And I always want to, we lived in this house 4 years. I always want to gather them every year. I'm always watching and waiting for them to get ripe. And always, the day that I'm like, all right, tomorrow they're going to be ripe, then I go out there and the deer and the squirrel have got them all. This is another mimosa tree. We planted some more after the tornado took out like 9 trees in our yard. So we're trying to replace them with trees that are pretty and cool, but stay kind of low to the ground and won't topple over and take out our house. This is an asparagus fern, and the deer don't seem to like that, or this yucca here, this red yucca. Dave's watching me out the door. He never understands why I go outside. He remembers that as a tough place he was in. This is a spider aloe I got. I hadn't heard of that kind before. And this is an old man head cactus. Isn't it cute? It's called that because of like the furry spines it gets. And they're actually fuzzy. You can touch them. Like I've got a few starts off of it I'm planting. This was a pot I broke, and I thought it would be cool to plant the vine to spill out the side, but it didn't really work. This is a massive spider plant I got, and I've done so many baby plants off of its shoots. There's one, and there's one. Like, there's so many. I've been doing these little plants and candle cups and leftover vases from flowers and stuff like that. There's some more of the spider plant babies, more of the spider plant babies, more of the spider plant babies, more of the spider plant babies. I've even given some away. And that trait is, there's more of the spider plant babies, and it's making babies. There's my oxalis, I believe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right yet, but I call it Irish clover, but that's not the proper name. The deer tried to eat this, but they realized they didn't like it, so they just kind of knocked it sideways. That's why all those are leaning sideways. I just put it back up, and normally they're not like that. They're normally straight up. This passion flower vine is still not blooming or putting on buds yet, but it's gotten so big, it's actually laying over the trellis. This fern that I thought was completely gone on both sides came back with a little rain. I tried to find any flower buds on the passion flower vine, but they are just not there yet. But it's like the 4th year with it. Surely it's got to bloom soon, right? Surely. And my crepe myrtles are blooming. These crepe myrtles that I have were planted in the 1940s. So they are super, super old and tall and just bloom so beautifully. People always say that you need to prune them. I don't do that. I call that crepe murder. They bloom a lot without pruning. And in the 40s and 50s, whenever the rock was added to my house, the guy used a lot of quartz crystal. Look at all those quartz points. If there are any rock hounds here, I love crystals and different types of rocks. So it was just amazing to me whenever we found this house with all this amazing crystal work. Just beautiful. And I find little pieces of rose quartz crystal in the yard all the time from where they chipped and cut them down for this to build here. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at all those points. And these are different ones than what I showed earlier. I love the rock work. There's some more. See that rose quartz? And then the white quartz. He used a good mix of all of it. These are my yucca plants. I love them. I just planted them like 2 or 3 years ago, and I probably put them too close together because they've gotten huge. There's evidence of the deer pellets. They come through eating everything. This is a lily that I planted before the tornado. This is going to be a little shade garden. And the tornado took out all the trees that were shading it and it burned up, but it came back this spring. And that big poke plant behind it is providing enough shade for the lilies to keep on going. These are trumpet flowers. They're actually invasive, but they're beautiful. So, I let them stay as long as they're blooming. And then I've been trying to safely eradicate them. This cedar tree is got trumpet vine all through it that's about to pull it down. The trumpet vine vines have gotten as thick as the tree trunk in some places. So I've been pulling them out. I've been using salt, vinegar, and dish soap spray, but it doesn't seem to be affecting them at all. The tornado, this popped up after the tornado and I wasn't sure what it was, so I let it grow. It turns out it's like a poison vine, y'all. It's called belladonna. I looked it up. Italian women used to use that to make their eyes dilate and didn't know it was poisonous. Some of them went mad from it. That's where it got its name. Here are the goldfish again, living their goldfish paradise life. It's so soothing to me to watch them. I just like watch them swim around, watching the water plants float. For those who don't know, the stick that's in the water over there, that's in case any animals fall in and can't crawl out. Some of them have a hard time getting over the edge. Squirrels usually do pretty good as long as the water isn't low. But that's all I've got, friends. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.